Something like that.
Huh?
What?
Y'all know what it is, man.
This how we coming back.
They scared, man. They shook.
They better be.
Don't be scared.
We just straight audio now. I'm gonna say whatever's on my mind.
Say whatever you want, Lee. Say whatever you want, Lee.
Kids, earmuffs.
Yeah. Okay. Ain't no such thing as halfway shook, man. Listen. We back, man. It's been long overdue. Welcome to another episode of Mad Talk. I'm your boy, Mad Fanatic.
This the one and only Leaf.
Leafy, man.
What's up, man?
Chilling, man. What's up with you?
I mean, same old. What happened, man? Another one of these breaks.
I don't know.
Not my fault. Busy. Life.
Yeah, life crazy, man.
It is,
Wanted to be
man.
consistent. We weren't. A lot going on this year.
We were consistent for a little while.
A little bit.
Then we weren't.
Fell off,
That's
man.
how life is.
We back now.
We back with a vengeance.
Yep.
This straight audio is dangerous.
Straight audio. We can say
You
what
can't
we want.
see me right now.
I'm giving y'all the finger.
I'm the king round here, right?
Out here, boy.
As you always say.
Man.
Start it off, man.
Let's get into it. It's football season. It's playoffs. Unfortunately, the Broncos not in it. I'm thoroughly enjoying these playoffs. But let's revisit the question we asked last year on our first episode. What is the reason the Broncos are not in the playoffs right now? I know a lot of Bronco fans that have you thinking Case Keenum and Vance Joseph.
Yep.
But I think me and you are on the same page. We beg to differ.
I mean, hey, you started off because you are the Mad Fanatic. I'm going to let you start it off.
All right, first of all, I want to say this. The difference between the teams that make the playoffs and the one seed, is very small in the NFL. That's one thing
man.
I love about the NFL. The parity in this league is crazy, yo.
Crazy.
Think about this. The Broncos are picking 10 in the draft. If we don't get that wild interception at the end of the Steelers game and Phillip Rivers doesn't shit the bed and give us the game against the Chargers, we're the one seed.
Yeah.
We're the number one overall pick.
I know what you meant.
Those two things happen. We're the number one overall pick. And we're not far from being a playoff team at the same time. That's the crazy shit. We win 2 other games.
We're in
the
it.
playoffs. You know what I mean?
It.
It's crazy how small the margin for error is. But I'll say this. I think the number one reason the Broncos aren't in the playoffs is injuries, period. It's not Case Keenum. I know a lot of people down on Case, but I'm not, yo. I didn't like the system he was in personally. I didn't like the play calling half the year. I think that he thrives outside of the pocket, and we didn't get him outside of the pocket nearly enough. But aside from that, when you lose your number one wide receiver, Demaryius Thomas, to a trade, a dumbass trade, by the way, bring him back for the low.
Tell them about it.
You lose ES10.
Keep going.
You lose ES10.
Keep going.
A.K.A. number 1A receiver. You know what I mean? For 3-4 games. You lose Phillip Lindsay for the last couple or just the last one.
Crucial games.
You lose Jake Butt early in the game. Our number one tight end. A tight end's supposed to be quarterback's best friend. We lost our number one tight end, Jake Butt, our number 2 tight end in Hireman.
Yep.
And now let's get to the guys that protect the quarterback, to give him time to read the field. You lose Ron Leary, an all-pro. You lose the best center in football, Matt Paradis.
Keep going.
You lose Valdir for half the season.
Keep going.
He's in and out the lineup. And I didn't even get to the defense. The defense was what's happening with the linebackers are hurt half the time. Brandon Marshall's in and out the lineup. You got the secondary issues were crazy.
All year.
Brock's not hurt. It's Pac-Man. Then you get rid of Pac-Man. Then Brock's hurt again. It's a lot of injuries, man.
We didn't lose Chris Harris Jr. the last couple of games, did we?
We lost Chris Harris Jr. for the
What?
last couple games. With the crucial games, that could have been the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. So I'd say Vance Joseph got a tough break, as did Case. Vance, I'll say it. I'm not really mad we got rid of him, though.
We did need to move on.
I just felt like the fans were never behind him, yo.
Never.
And with that, if the people don't believe in you, you're not going to win, period. Right? So I think
a lot of negative energy.
It was a good thing to get rid of him. Hopefully we start fresh. We have some better vibes. Now, as far as Case Keenum, you also got to understand he was in a brand new system. When he was 3-0, you had the dude on the Broncos app. What's that cornball name, yo? I'm sorry for calling you a cornball, but I'm not. I don't even know his name. The little chubby round dude.
I don't know.
He was talking cash shit about Case when he was 3-0.
It's crazy.
So it's like, you know what? You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I don't think Case got a fair shake. His first year in the system. I think the next year, especially if they bring Kubiak back, I think that Case is going to do a lot better.
Listen.
What say you to the critics that say Case is a journeyman? He is who he is. He's never won a lot of games. Blah blah blah. What do you say to those guys?
Well, first off, I just want to say, hey, we don't agree often. That's why we have this show. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have a show if we agreed all the time. Let me tell you something. I totally agree. Okay, injuries is the reason. I don't care if Vince Lombardi rose from the dead and coached this team this year. We were not going to the playoffs. I mean, it's as simple as that. Yeah. Okay? So now do we have to move on from Vance? I feel we had to. It was too much. It got to the place with the fan base. Unfortunately, it does matter. Mm-hmm. Things had gotten so out of control, and the pressure was getting on the office upstairs. They had to make a move. They had to. And we do need a fresh start. That vibe just doesn't work. Yeah. That duck bill on Vance's baseball cap that I was talking about, Joe Woods. Where is the swag with these duck bills? Okay? It wasn't working. So we had to move on. But you cannot reiterate how important it is to have all those injuries. When he was in training camp for those months and leading up to the season and all those – do you know how different that team was that he was playing with towards the end of the season? Very different team. I mean, it's nothing. He lost his center. When you say Paradis, people just say, offensive lineman. That's his center. You know what a big deal that is?
Yeah, that's the dude who says who's blitzing, who's not blitzing.
That cohesion is everything. It's everything. So what I will say is, obviously, we haven't gotten into it yet, but as far as coaching-wise, we're both happy with the new hire. We're about to get into that. But the other thing is, neither one of us has given up on Case. I think Case showed what's most important this year. This guy's got grit. He played his ass off every second of every play. It's ridiculous how hard this guy tried and played. He was exhausted come the end of these games. Yeah. And it showed that one game that we beat San Diego. Remember that video was going around viral where we won last second on the kick? The guy can barely stand up. And it's because he's under pressure every time. They say he holds the ball too long. I'd like to see some of these people.
He does, though. At times. He does hold the ball sometimes.
But does he as much as they do?
With the system. That's not trusting.
But does he do it like it's his choice? Yeah. Exactly who was getting open that he wasn't throwing to the last 5-6 games of the season?
Yeah, the last 3 he's playing with all rookies.
Come on.
You got 2 rookies who, not for nothing.
And Cortland, and now I'm just being a Bronco fan.
Keep it a buck.
And Cortland, Sutton, listen, I've seen it. We all see it, the potential. But you, my friend, did not step up once they made that DT trade. And forget about it
drops.
When ES10 was out of the system. You were no number 1, number 2, I'm going to say right now, or number 3. Where was this guy the last 4 or 5 games?
Yeah, when we true. Still had Patrick stepped up. Though.
When we still had a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, that was the most disappointing thing about this season for me. Like, I understand it's really hard to win games, and like I said, the margin is so small. You think you're playing teams like the Raiders and the 49ers, and you think they're trash. No, they're not. They're a couple plays away from winning every single game, yo. Everybody's right there.
This is a week-to-week league.
So when you lose Chris Harris, who's by far your best corner, then you lose your best receiver, your best running back, your best tight end, your best O-lineman. That's a lot to overcome, man. That's a lot to overcome, even against trash teams.
And people could say what they want about Vance Joseph, and he drove me crazy too. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm being honest. I'm glad he's gone, but he did not deserve the criticism he took. He had this team fighting all year,
especially the defense.
We did what let me down was obviously Christmas Eve. You ruined my Christmas. Yeah, I got to put that on the coach. That team was not ready to play.
No, they weren't.
They ruined my Christmas. You know, there was no pride there. But other than that, tell me he didn't have this team ready to play every week.
Yeah, they were ready. They were usually in it.
And we fought hard. Yeah. And I always felt like we were outgunned. We could have made the playoffs, man.
That's the thing.
I'm not ashamed of this team at all.
That's the thing right there that I would love for Bronco fans to really digest. Because people would tell me, like, oh, Case Keenum, he's trash. He overthrew DT in that play in the Chiefs game. I'm like, yo, we're not even in that game if it ain't for Case Keenum.
No.
You know how much better that team was than us? The fact that we played the Chiefs to the wire twice, we played the Rams to the wire, we damn near played the Ravens to the wire. We played a lot of playoff teams.
All these
really
teams.
well.
We played the Chiefs twice.
We beat the Chargers. Granted, that a lot of Phillip Rivers helped. But I just felt like our team.
We were in these
good,
games.
Yo.
We played competitive
Once we started
football.
losing all our tight ends.
Take off the last couple games. The last couple, come on.
Yeah, the last ones don't count.
Take those out. Look at the season. This team competed. Yeah. Vance Joseph was not this horrific coach they made him out to be.
I agree.
You know, was there a play call here and there? Yeah, sure. Did I not like his swag? Of course I did.
No swag.
I wish it would have been better. But let's talk about this new guy.
Yeah, let's get into Vic.
When we're talking about swag.
Now, his first of all, everywhere he goes, the defense is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Top 5, no matter where he goes, his defense is being top 5. One of the coolest stats he brought up yesterday was all his defenses are in the bottom 5 penalized defenses. They're disciplined defenses. And you know why he credits that to his philosophy of we ain't going to have death by inches. We're not going to lose because of little shit.
Everybody listen, especially Bronco country, okay? Bronco gang. That is our slogan, okay, for 2019.
It's not going to be death by inches.
I tell you what, this year is not going to be death by inches.
Yeah. And I really love that because I really think that our team, first of all, like, what's he going to do when Garrett Bowles gets a holding? I think he's going to correct it. Technique-wise, he's going to say, O-line coach, correct this because we can't have 14 of them.
Somebody's going to be held accountable. It's not going to snowball.
Yeah, I think with our team, there's a lot of undiscipline, a lot of people, it's okay to take a play off here and there.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to call no names out, but there's a lot of players on the team that clearly take plays off. I think that he's going to correct that. I think he's going to say, yo, you come out the game if you ain't going to play.
I'm excited.
You need some rest, get the fuck out.
I'm ready to go right now.
I don't care if you're the best player on the team.
I'm ready to play for Vic Fangio. You know what I mean? I'm ready to run out there right now.
Yeah, I'm excited about him. I think the Broncos are going to do really – I think we're going to surprise a lot of people next year. A lot of people think, no, this is a team where we're in a rebuild mode. This is not a rebuild.
No, we're
not.
not.
A quick, no,
no
it's not.
way.
No, it's not.
With that defense, with the talent on defense, and the talent on the skill. Hey, ES10's going to be back.
Yeah, and despite what the people want to criticize John Elway, he's been having a couple really good drafts lately. Yo.
He's on a little bit.
He's coming off a great draft.
I feel like
his best one yet.
He got a little fortunate last year with Lindsey, but
he did.
You know what I mean?
Fortunate with Lindsey.
So I don't want to give him too much credit.
Don't even count Lindsey. Let's just look at Bradley
Oh, yeah.
Chubb, Josie Jewell, Cortland Sutton. Like, John Elway's pretty good at identifying talent.
No.
And his scouting department, especially Bradley Chubb. He came in there and got like 12 and a half sacks rookie year.
But we got lucky.
And that's without playing with a lot of leads.
But that wasn't necessarily an Elway pick. Let's not give him too much credit. I mean,
yeah, he fell to us.
How did he even fall to us? It's like a miracle. We all knew.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
You could have closed your eyes and
I'm hoping for another good draft though, and hopefully a good free agency.
We got the skill positions, man. We do.
All right, enough about the Broncos.
Yeah, enough, man. So what do you think of these playoff games coming up this weekend? To me, this is the weekend. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. If you're a football fan, this is really the weekend. We all get wrapped up in the Super Bowl.
Awesome too,
last weekend, I know you are just obsessed with last weekend.
Man.
You will not shut up about last weekend.
Yo, the way the Ravens game came down to the wire, the way I was so shocked by the Colts game. I just love defense. So when I see like the Eagles Bears game, 15-14,
crazy.
That's a fucking game.
That was
a hell of a game.
That was a war.
Yeah, I enjoyed that game, and I was impressed with that defense by Vic Fangio, man. Granted, I will say this. People asked me originally, what do you think about Vic Fangio? Do you want to bring him in? And I said, listen, I'm not going to say, wow, he's a great coordinator because he's great with Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, and Danny Trevathan.
I was saying the same thing. We talked about this.
That's a squad.
I don't like when people hire a coordinator after one good year, and you look at the guys, whether he's offense or defense, you look at the lineup, it's like, look, I could have called that defense.
Right.
But he has a history in this league.
I was just going to say.
He has a history in
this league. Dig a little deeper, we talking about since 1986, his defense has been top.
I agree. And that's what we need. We need discipline. We need a new era, a new attitude. And I feel like it's the perfect one. Yeah. It really is. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted Chuck Pagano. You know what I mean? When they said Chuck Pagano, I was like, Chuck. But to me, he's very similar to Chuck. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's an emotional leader. That's what the head coach should be. It shouldn't always be just X's and O's. You got to lead men. Yeah. This is war, man.
But he also wants to call defense.
He is going to call defense. And I'm fine with
I'm a defensive coordinator.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. And hopefully we're going to get hopefully we got Coops coming back. We don't know yet, though, and it's not official.
Yeah.
But if I would,
he's coming, it's official that he's coming back in some capacity, but they didn't say how.
I do gotta wonder.
He seems a little threatened by him.
I don't know. He said it. He said he's. What I was going to say is that cannot be comfortable, though. Because saying Kubiak is the offensive coordinator is almost saying like John Elway's the offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? I mean, in a sense. And it's not. You got to think every single thing you say and do, it's going back to Elway.
Right.
If it's said in front of Kubiak.
Yeah. So
do you really want this guy to be your offensive coordinator? I mean, I do. I know you do. But in hiring him, we got to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? One thing that was interesting to me is when they asked him. First of all, the reports came out. Kubiak's the OC before it even came out that he was the coach, and I'm thinking, okay, that's set in stone. But then when they asked him, he said, "Oh, that's not official."
Yeah.
And then they asked him, "Well, how much will we lean on him since he has so much experience with these guys?" He said, "Listen, my head coach in Chicago was a first-time head coach. He leaned on me maybe two, 3 times the entire year. He said if I gotta lean on Kubiak more than twice, I'm not doing a good job.
I'm not ready to be the head coach."
Yeah, he don't want to be leaning on Kubiak. He's like, "Yo, you ain't undermining me, bro. This is my team, fam."
He said that for a reason.
He did, 100%.
Like
he was like, "Let's make it clear. If you coming back, you ain't the fucking coach, fam."
All right, so who you like this weekend, man?
I don't know. I don't even want to pick, honestly.
I mean, really?
I really don't, man. Because here's the thing.
It's like we're not.
First of all, I like the Colts. I'll say that off the rip. I like the Colts over the Chiefs all day, and I'm gonna tell you why. Wow. While I love the Chiefs offense, you can't tell me that Colts offense ain't a step behind them. They damn near there. But here's the difference. That Colts defense is a defense. That Chiefs defense is trash, bro.
All right, so
trash.
It is.
You can't stop nobody in playoff football. You're gonna have a rude awakening, bro. That Chiefs are in for another year of one and done. No wins at the crib. Chief Kingdom, my ass.
Wow, very
Kiss
emotional.
the rings.
Very emotional.
Fuck the Chiefs.
Okay.
That's number one.
I don't like that because now you set it up and now I got to make a pick and it's like I
ain't picking the Chiefs, I'll tell you that.
I don't hate the Chiefs like you do because I'm about to pick the Chiefs. But I do hate the Chiefs like you do. Okay?
I ain't picking. You really think the Chiefs gonna win?
I'm gonna take
with your mind and your heart.
My mind. First of all, my heart's not involved. I hate the fucking Chiefs.
All right, your mind. Okay, your mind tells you the Chiefs can beat this team.
I really think the past couple of weeks that the entire league has kind of forgot about how dynamic the Chiefs are in offense. Okay, and I think they're getting slept on a little bit.
I think
what I'm going to say now, what I'm going to say now, and being a Bronco gang member. And knowing how much I believe that the fans and the crowd means to a game, I think it's as simple as that. Like, I get your point, and the Colts are on fire. But let me tell you something, man. Ain't nobody coming into Arrowhead. Nobody's coming into Arrowhead and winning in January.
Let me ask you a question.
That's how I feel.
Did you feel that way last year?
And I'm taking the Chiefs.
Did you feel that way for the last 10 years straight? Because they haven't won a home playoff game since, like, the 80s.
I'm just telling you how I feel.
They don't win at home in the playoffs.
That's how I feel.
They don't win.
I said what I said.
They don't win.
You got to bring up all these stats.
I'm just saying.
That's the thing about
They never matter. Last year when they
try
played
to make
the
me look
Steelers,
bad.
it didn't matter.
I can't believe it.
It never matters.
It always turns around to me.
They're fucking trash in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Their home field advantage matters more in the regular season. Andrew Luck going to rip them to pieces.
Okay, good.
Shred them, Luck.
Oh, thank you for
shred them, Luck.
Wow.
That's my guy now.
So thank you for saying that, sir.
All right.
And one thing I wanted to talk about, I'm glad you better.
Games.
No, we don't have to get to these other games.
Are you still on this one?
You know what I'm on this one.
Don't bring that shit up.
It's funny that you would bring up the word Andrew Luck. Because let me tell you, there's some people out there listening to this podcast, and they're going to know what I'm talking about. One of your obsessions, sir.
I wouldn't call it an obsession.
Okay. It was an obsession at one time. Is that Andrew Luck is not this great quarterback that people think he is.
He's not.
And I have had this argument with you. It went on. It's gone on. Well, you know what? We haven't had it this year.
I was going to say, tell me that he's been playing like this his whole career.
I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm just going to say I have a question for you. Because you've been saying for years that he's not a great quarterback. Is Andrew Luck a great quarterback, sir?
He's having a great year.
Wow, you still won't
give in. You know who had a great year last year?
You're so stubborn.
Or the year before last? Case Keenum.
Sir,
a lot of people say Case Keenum was great 2 years ago.
So your answer is is Andrew Luck a great quarterback?
This year.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna say Andrew Luck has been, is, and will continue to be. Has been.
5 picks.
Here we go. So now your obsession's coming out.
I'm just saying.
Why are you obsessed with this guy?
He's always been good, man.
What do you have against guys that look like cavemen? I mean, is it a personal thing?
Honestly,
What is your deal?
I'll keep it 100,000 with you. I would love for the Colts to give us one more gift. You know, they gave us Peyton. They gave us Elway. I would love for us to figure out somehow how to get Andrew Luck up out of there.
Okay, but where
I'm
does
an
this
Andrew
come
Luck
from?
fan this year.
Okay.
I've become a fan.
But you're still gonna stay with your same old tired argument for the past couple of years, and you
trash?
try to talk people till they're because you talk.
Nah,
people,
he's not trash.
Because you talk people
I'm
till
not
you're
gonna
blue in
take
the
it
face.
back because he wasn't great before this year. But this year he looks great.
Okay.
I give him that. But
We're
let's
off.
get to these other games.
Let's get to these other games, man.
Cowboys Rams is the one I'm definitely not picking because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm torn
Here we go.
emotionally.
I already know what you're gonna say.
My best friend Coach is a
Here we
Cowboys
go.
fan. He lives
I
in
like
Atlanta.
Coach.
He lives in Atlanta. They play in Atlanta. I would love, and that's the other thing. His cousin Rayshawn is a Colts fan.
Here we go.
So they hang together a lot.
Okay.
They're both in Atlanta. I would love for them to be able to see a Super Bowl Colts Cowboys. That would be
great.
awesome.
It's a nice
However,
movie. It's a nice movie.
C.J. Anderson's my guy.
He is.
Akeem Talib is my guy.
He is.
Wade Phillips, the
My
dancing
guy.
bear, is my guy.
The dancing bear.
Todd Gurley is my guy. I like a lot of these Rams, man.
The dancing bear.
I would not mind seeing the Rams win the Super Bowl. And so that game, I win either way. That's how I look at it. Either way, if the Cowboys win, I'm happy. If the Rams win, I'm happy as well.
Okay.
I'm not going to pick anybody. But if I had to pick with my mind who I think has the advantages, I'm going to say Dallas. Unfortunately. I'm going to tell you why.
Wow.
I think the run games are damn near a wash. I think they both have incredible run games. Right? Passing game, I would give the edge definitely to the Rams.
Okay.
However, see, that's the only thing, though. The dancing bear. The
Dancing
dancing bear
bear.
fucks it up. I was going to say the defense.
Which is starting to
I'm
come
giving
together.
The edge. I'm giving the edge to the Cowboys. But then again, I'm like, I don't know if I see Dak under that pressure from Wade Phillips.
You just let me know when you're done, sir.
It might be different.
You just let me know when you're
I
done.
don't know, man. It's going to be a hell of a game. I'm looking forward to it. Who you got in that game?
Let me tell you something, man. I also, think very highly of Coach. You know what I mean? What's up, Coach?
What up, Coach?
It's my guy, too. He's your guy, but he's, he's my guy, too,
of our
man.
guys.
Like him a lot. Like him a lot.
We
But
can go for
I
our guys.
hate-
Keep him at my phone.
The Cowboys.
You hate the Cowboys?
You know I hate the
Hate?
Cowboys. And
How?
I hate
They haven't given us a
Jerry
reason to hate
Jones,
them.
old.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to go there. I hate you, Jerry Jones.
I love Jerry.
If I seen you, let's just leave it. Let's leave it a question mark. I'll show you when I see you. I don't like him. Okay? And let me tell you something. The one thing that I disagree with you on is the defense. I believe the Rams have been hurt all year. Talib is back, baby.
I agree. That's a big
2
difference.
Chainz
That's
is
a
back.
Big difference.
Okay, 2 Chainz is back. The dancing bear, Wade Phillips. Believe me, I just have a feel. I don't have a feeling. I know this defense is coming together, and they're gonna start getting on a roll.
Cowboys defense is
That-
special. You
I'm
talking
not
about
worried-
Jalen Smith? Shout out to Notre Dame.
All right, so
Jalen Smith
here we
is
go. Now you got to
special.
bring up Notre Dame.
Vander
I thought you
Esch
were gonna hide the fact that you're a Notre Dame
special,
fan
bro.
after what happened.
First of all, don't try to say after what happened. Julian Love was hurt
Oh,
for
man.
3 quarters,
Wow,
and they
They
played a
shouldn't-
hell of a team at Clemson.
they
That's
should-
an NFL team.
they shouldn't have been in the. They shouldn't
Can
have
we
been
agree
in the
that's an
playoffs.
NFL team? They shouldn't have been in the playoffs. You're going too far, fam. They're undefeated.
They shouldn't have been in the
undefeated.
playoffs. They shouldn't have been in
They
the
were
playoffs.
undefeated.
They should have been in the
They were
playoffs.
undefeated.
There were other undefeated teams too.
They weren't. They didn't play the schedule Notre Dame played.
All right, so
Vander
let's
Esch
move
is
on.
something else.
All right.
Boise State, he's good too.
What happened? We're talking about the Rams here.
Byron Jones.
Stop.
You talking about UConn in the building?
You're going left.
You talking about DeMarcus Lawrence? That team, that defense is something else. You sleeping on that Cowboys defense, bro.
I'm not sleeping on
You
it.
sleeping on that Cowboys defense.
Well,
You don't think Cowboys defense is better than the Rams defense?
are you out of your mind, man?
You're serious right now?
I'm dead serious.
You think the Rams
The
defense
Rams have
is
been
as
banged
good
up all year. They're starting to gel. They had so many new players. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see them. We're gonna see Saturday.
as- All right.
Okay.
I
We'll
mean,
see Saturday.
we are. I am saying anything. We are forgetting Dominic Sue, Donald. They do got some Talib. They do got some people
couple
too.
of guys.
They got some guys too.
Couple of guys.
I think it's gonna be a hell of a game. That's the game I'm most looking forward to. I'll tell you that much. But let's get to the other game.
I think. Okay. So
Phillip
now,
Rivers
now we're going
and
into
the
the
fucking Pats.
now we're
I'm
going to
gonna
the
keep it
Sunday
real. I'm pulling for the fucking Chargers. Fuck Tom Brady. I'm pulling for the Chargers. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not. Obviously,
This is
I
tough,
don't
man.
never want to see the. You know what I mean? AFC
It's- how
West. I
could you
love
do that
telling
to
them
me?
to kiss the rings.
How could you do
But
that
there's
to
a
me?
part of me. There's a small, tiny little part of me as a football fan that really wouldn't mind seeing Antonio Gates get one, man. I'm sorry. And Phillip, as great as he is, part of me is like, yo, he's a Hall of Famer that kind of deserves a ring, man.
I'm having trouble sitting next to you right now, sir.
The bigger part of me.
I'm getting more disgusted as the show goes on.
The bigger part of me.
This is a brutal game.
Kiss the rings. But I don't want Tom Brady to win shit. I'm sick of this motherfucker. Yo. Who do you hate more, Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers? That's a tough question, but seriously, for me, it's not that tough, Tom Brady.
Honestly, man, this is what I'm saying. As you're saying it,
Anthony Lynn or Bill Belichick?
Just stop.
I'm riding with Anthony Lynn. I love Anthony Lynn. I wish he was my coach. I love Anthony Lynn.
You know I like Anthony Lynn.
See? There you go.
But I got to say something, man.
Go ahead and say you wish the fucking Patriots win. I'm slapping this shit.
I got to say something, man.
You really about to pick the
You made this really bad for me.
Oh, my God, bro. You going Pats?
I'm going Pats.
Oh, my.
Because it's in Foxborough, number one. But let me explain something to you. You know
not who you think will win. Who do you want to win?
I think I want the Pats to win, too.
Oh, my God. I done seen it all. It's good.
But this is excruciating. This is a terrible thing.
It is.
I mean, the Pats and the fucking Chargers. But let me tell you something, man.
I never hated the Chargers like I hate
Nobody hates Tom Brady more than me.
I clearly.
Anybody who's listening to this podcast and this show, one of my favorite sayings in this world is, and we have earmuffs on now, right? We said this at the Doe Show, is fuck Tom Brady.
Fuck you, Tom
The shit
Brady.
should be
Shout
written in the sky like 6 days a week, fuck Tom Brady.
But time out, though. I think
but Phillip Rivers,
respect him, though,
I'm yelling now. You're going to tell me I'm too close to the mic. But Phillip Rivers.
Got mad kids, man.
I don't care.
Married to his high school sweetheart.
He's so, I know every.
I fuck with Phillip, man. He's a good dude.
Now we got to make this about that. And that's why I'm saying fuck Phillip Rivers. Because there's something there, man. He got something in the closet. They need to check around this guy's house. He's got some shit buried.
I think he's a good dude.
And he's the biggest crybaby of all time. And he talks more shit than anybody. Even though his shit talking sucks because he doesn't even curse. It's terrible. I hate Phillip Rivers. I never realized it till this year. More than I do Tom Brady.
Him, but I actually think he's amazing.
I'm saying, oh my God. Keep talking.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Keep talking, guy. This stuff's on
Pro
tape.
Bowl shit last year.
This stuff's on tape.
That like accuracy challenge thing.
Oh, here we go.
You know how much I love accuracy.
You're on tape.
He's so accurate.
I'm gonna remind you again, sir. This stuff is being taped.
I know, man.
I don't
want to admit it.
The Chargers.
You got me drinking, man.
Yeah.
He
always make.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
He make me drink.
Last year, when there was a little bit of talk, like maybe it was really, really quiet talk. But
Stop.
There was a tiny inkling, like people were saying, maybe Phillip should go to the Broncos.
Stop it.
Go with a contender. Tell me you would have been mad if Phillip became a Bronco. You would hate Phillip as much as you hate him if he became a Bronco?
You know how I am. It's what's on the front of the jersey, man.
Same with Tom Brady.
But it would
I'd be riding with Tom Brady.
Are you kidding?
But he's not better than Peyton. That's the only problem I have with Tom Brady.
Stop.
I'm just sick of people acting like he's better than Peyton.
We're going crazy with the show now. Stop. You're getting distracted. I'm not going to get you on
That's
that.
That's why I don't want Tom to win no more.
We don't have time.
That's why I can't root for him.
Stop. Okay.
I don't want him padding up his argument about why he's better than the GOAT.
Fuck
Tom Brady.
I'm not rooting for Tom Brady.
Yeah, you are.
I just said I think the Patriots are going to win. Same reason I think the Chiefs are going to win.
Why? What was the reason? You never even said the
reason. Because I've been to Foxborough when it's cold.
That's true.
And I've seen West Coast teams.
They did in Baltimore.
When they go cross country. Hey, man.
It's cold in Baltimore, too, and that was an early game. That defense, I'm going to tell you what. That Chargers defense ain't sweet, boy. That might be the best defense in football.
You have me on that, sir. And I agree. I cannot take away last week, even though it disgusted me. But I really think last week was more about they made the adjustments and they finally understood how to play this kid at quarterback.
Lamar Jackson is trash.
Bro. That's not nice. I don't think he's trash.
He's the new Tebow, though.
I think he's going to be
He was clutching the end. Now, I'm going to tell you what was wrong with that game. I want to get into that game, too.
Don't bring up Timmy.
I want to get into
I don't know if we have time to bring up
They got to attack the middle of the field, man.
Okay.
You can't make the throws outside the numbers.
Well, I thought he did a little bit at the very end there.
That was the middle, though.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that earlier?
Well, they didn't. Someone called the game wrong.
Bad coaching, man.
My point is, you got to be crazy to go against the Patriots in Foxborough in January.
Old ass Brady, bro.
And that's how much I want to say it again.
Get the fuck out of the league.
how much I hate
This is
Phillip
Pat
Rivers.
Mahomes league now. I'm just playing.
I hate Phillip Rivers. The Josh Golly.
Who you hate
Golly
more?
G.
Who you hate more? Phillip Rivers or Pat Mahomes?
Phillip Rivers. It's not even close.
Nah.
I mean,
I'm scared of Pat Mahomes.
I don't really hate Pat Mahomes.
I fear that motherfucker.
His voice is funny.
But he's too good.
He's Kermit the Frog sounding.
I don't like him, man. I don't want to play
I don't like him either.
All these next years.
I don't hate it. Phillip Rivers has been a thorn on my side for 15 years.
Has he, though?
Pat Mahomes, I'm saying he's been annoying me for 15 years.
We've been winning.
This Pat Mahomes just started it this year. I don't really hate the kid yet.
I hate him already.
I hate his voice. I
So
don't know why they.
with the Pats.
I hate his half fro.
Close game or like ass whooping?
I don't think the Chargers are going to show up this week. I think they shot their load last week, and I think coming cross country again to the cold in New England, it's just my pick, man. What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah. We got
Not claiming him a
another
Jesus.
game.
We got one more. The Saints.
First
your
of
guy.
all, before we even talk about this game, we have got to address this amazing Bears-Eagles game, man. How bad did you feel for that kicker? How bad did you feel for the Bears? Period.
Well,
I felt like the Bears deserved to win that game.
Well, it's funny. You know what? This is off the topic, and this is what we're doing today.
That clutch drive for the Eagles was
we're rambling today like no other. You know what I mean? And
we always ramble.
So it's funny that you brought this subject, because the one subject that I wanted to talk about real quick, and it has to do with the Bears-Eagles game. Okay. So I'm not totally rambling.
Nice.
There's just something about that really kills me about how when the team that drives and does what they have to do, when they miss the winning field goal, how when the other team celebrates, like, all I'm saying is,
he got a hand on it though,
and he did. In hindsight, you got to always prove me wrong. You're right about that. So that's different. Yeah. But you know what I mean.
If he would have just missed it,
you know what I mean.
He made a mistake.
Yeah, you know, it's like it really bothers me when these teams who don't miss the kick, who are on defense at the time, who allowed the drive, they allowed them.
They did.
They shouldn't have.
Yeah. But
they got him in field goal. They let him get in field goal range. I was going for the Eagles, by the way, because like we taled about last year.
I love Nick Foles, man. But I'm not going to lie.
You're not going to say his nickname.
Big Dick Nick.
There we go.
But honestly, I was going for the Bears, man, because I love Danny Trevathan. That's my guy, man.
And we respect the Eagles fan base. We said this last year. That's why we cheered so hard against New England. Yeah. But I think what we both do also, you got to respect that Bears fan base.
Yeah.
Those are great fans, too.
Yeah.
So I was torn on that game.
And I love their stadium.
But what I didn't like is, I just feel bad when the team that misses the field goal. Sometimes it really just doesn't feel right to me.
Especially when it was the timeout, like he made it already.
When the other team runs on the field
that's
and
Mike
they
Shanahan.
act like they did something. But you know what? In hindsight, they did touch the ball.
Yep.
So that was an earned win.
Yeah, it was.
That was a great game.
Great game, man.
Okay, so going into New Orleans, okay?
That's an ass whooping. I'm sorry.
You know why I
gotta
think
keep it 100,000. Drew Brees gonna beat that ass, yo.
Because we're making picks, and I knew we were gonna do a podcast.
That's the one ass whooping this week. I'm calling it right now.
I have to keep my.
That's a 10-point win.
Well, like I said, I think New England's gonna blow the Chargers out. But
only thing that that the Saints might have working against them is the rest, man. It seems like they haven't played in a long time. Right? Because they've had the 1 seed. I think they rested that last week too, right?
But I'll tell you why. So I was looking at this today.
That's the one thing that scares me. But I feel like Drew Brees in the dome, that's a done deal.
Before I came up here to your neck of the woods up in Connecticut, right? I was like, you know what? I'm kind of feeling this Eagle energy.
Nah. Not against the Saints in the dome.
Nick Foles, and like their fan base, and they are the champs. But I know how hard it is to repeat. But what really, really said to myself, don't kid yourself.
The dome.
The Saints are going to blow them out. And you know what it was? You talked about the week off. Sean Payton with 2 weeks to prepare.
Yeah.
An offensive scheme. Can you imagine what we're about to see on Sunday?
And you talk about accuracy. That boy Drew Brees something else.
All right, I'm not a Drew Brees fan. Everybody else
like
is.
Drew
I don't want to
because
get
he didn't tip the
why.
fucking guy at Applebee's on takeout. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't like guys who don't
Drew Brees
tip,
helped rebuild that city.
He's
cheap. A great fucking guy.
Nothing worse than this.
There when he didn't have to.
Nothing worse in this world than being cheap.
Props.
Nah, man, he's a cheap.
Jazz fan.
He wears Wranglers too.
He loves Jazz.
I'm not gonna get into that. Is he a Jazz fan? Is he?
I would think so.
I think he's listening to country music, which is fine, but he's not listening to All right, man. So, on the record,
we both got Drew Brees. We both got the Saints.
The Saints are going to blow them out.
You got the Rams.
I got the Rams.
I got a toss-up.
All right. No, you got to pick one. You said
not
Dallas.
picking.
No, you said Dallas.
No, I did not.
You said Dallas is the greatest defense in
I
history
said I'm
of
happy.
football and all this
I
stuff.
didn't say all that.
Well, you said something
I said
like that.
either way, I'm going to be happy. I'm not picking that game. That
All
game, I'm calling that a wash. Like, I don't know.
All right, I'm not calling it a wash.
Too close to call.
Okay. So,
but I am picking the Colts in the upset. Is that an upset? Colts beating the Chiefs at the crib?
It's definitely an upset.
I got the Colts.
In Arrowhead?
I got the Colts.
I mean, it's not that brave, though. You're not.
Like
don't try to act like you're bold or anything. It's definitely possible. Colts are on fire.
And their defense is so much better. I'm sorry, but to me, defense wins games in the playoffs.
Listen, I get you. Does it?
You're not worried about the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have no defense?
I'm not worried about anything because I don't care. It's not the Broncos.
How bad is our offense? How bad was the Broncos' offense this year?
It was not good, sir.
The Broncos, every team they play it's about who has the ball last with them.
Yeah.
Their defense is terrible.
All right, so
any offense can move the ball on them. The Chiefs are not winning shit.
We got to move on now.
I never want the Chiefs to win. Fuck them.
All right.
I
feel like you're taking a shot at me.
I love their fans.
You're taking a shot at me.
They ain't winning shit.
You're taking a shot at me because I took the Chiefs, but you took the Chargers.
All right,
let's against the Patriots.
That's what we got for the NFL. I do want to touch on this. I don't see it on your list. I don't see it on your list.
I know.
What did you think about the national championship, man?
Oh wow. I mean, it was an
watershed moment.
It was an eye-opening.
Changing of the guard.
Changing of the guard. Well, I don't know about changing of the guard, but
why you already thought Clemson was the big dog?
It was one of those nights that, as a sports fan, and that's what I am. At the end of the day, it's a night that I will never ever forget.
Yeah, what a game.
People will say to me, "Where were you the night that?" You know what I'm saying?
That Nick Saban got that ass whooped by a freshman.
I still can't believe it.
That ass.
And there came a
freshman.
I'm going to tell
a true freshman.
There came a point
that looks like Jessica Biel. I might add.
There came a point in the second half where I even might have turned the channel a few times, and to keep going back and be like, Alabama isn't making a move. Yeah, we all kept waiting.
A point in the second half.
You weren't waiting for the move.
I really thought they were going to do something in the second half.
You didn't think Nick Saban was going to make adjustments?
I did think so.
To shut out like, people aren't realizing this. Like, it's not just me and you making a big deal. I'm glad you brought it up, man.
Yeah.
Because I missed it. I didn't write it down on my sheet. You did a great job. This is like history right here. A Nick Saban team that didn't score. It wasn't just the second half. It was like, don't forget they scored those 13 points.
ASAP.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, in the very beginning. They didn't do shit after that.
It was probably 40 minutes of shutout football.
That kid is nice, man. I know you don't want to give him his props.
Well, I just don't want to give him his props yet. Like, can we slow down?
He's nasty, yo. Clemson quarterback.
He is good.
He's coming to the den in 2021.
I
don't give a shit. I'm sure I'll start stockpiling picks right now to move up to get the number one pick for that draft. That's how strongly I feel.
Let's not overdo it.
I feel that strongly.
You're overdoing it.
I feel that strongly.
Kid's good.
He beat Notre Dame.
Oh my God! Here we go. Back to your personal.
Give him his props.
The most overrated team in all of
better
sports.
Stop this retrospect.
How did they get into the playoff, man?
By going undefeated.
How did they go into
going undefeated?
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah.
All right.
Clemson is going to take a huge step back next year. They're losing a lot of guys on defense. All Americans.
I think they're going to be okay, though. I'm not saying
their offense is still going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be a juggernaut. They got the number 7 recruiting class next year. Alabama's got number 1. I think that's going to be whack next year.
I think
this year was amazing.
I don't think they're going to take as big a drop off as you think. But anyways, we're pretty much down. We're pretty much done with sports. But there's one more special thing I wanted to mention when we talk about sports. And this guy, you talk about a friend to the show. You talk about a guy that both of us look up to, like with, I wouldn't even know what the words are because I don't want to make it awkward because he's a man. Did you hear the great news this week about our guy, Timothy Tebow?
I did not, but I saw the stars next to his name. What happened to my guy?
Yes, sir.
When the Mets?
Yes, sir. When I wrote it down on my paper, I put stars around it because when I write the words Timothy Tebow, I draw stars around it.
Tell me he's going to the Mets, the big dog team.
No. Timmy finally got engaged.
To a girl?
That's not even funny, man.
It's funny to me. I I've been wondering.
Ask me.
You ain't been wondering if he might be on the other side.
Not at all, man.
I mean,
because the man's a virgin and he's saving himself for his bride.
Mannerisms.
Because he's saving himself.
I'm not gonna lie.
Ask me who he got engaged to.
Who?
The only woman that is of high enough standard for Timothy Tebow.
Who?
Miss Universe. Ever heard of her?
I haven't, but that sounds important.
You ever heard of Miss Universe?
I don't know.
It's my guy Timmy's wife. It's my guy Timmy's future wife. So everybody's always made cracks about his incredible assistance and persistence and dedication to saving himself for his wife. Well, Timmy did it for Miss Universe.
Shout out to you, Tim.
Okay,
That's
right?
my guy, man.
That's my guy.
I still wish he was our
What kind of cracks jokes were you making?
You never thought he was gay?
Never thought. I'm not even going to say the word, man.
I thought he was.
Not that I have a problem with it, but I'm not going to say.
Me neither. I don't have a problem either. I just thought maybe he is.
Timmy and Miss Universe.
Wow.
They should make a movie.
Yeah.
She's from South Africa.
Wow.
I can't even pronounce her name or I'd say it. I didn't even bother writing it down. It was so many hyphenings and different things. Yeah, but looks an incredible girl.
That's what's up, man.
Miss
Congrats,
Universe.
Man. Congrats.
And Timmy Tebow.
I'll tell you what, he's probably going to make a good dad.
Tim Tebow. Miss Universe.
That's what's up.
Come on, man.
That's what's up.
So now we're done with sports,
Now
man.
on a darker note.
All right? Now we're going dark.
Dark left turn.
We're going to another thing of yours, which is
My
music
boy R.Kelly.
and R&B.
Kels.
What the hell is going on with the surviving Robert Kelly?
First of all, I want to
This
say
documentary miniseries.
yo, one of the executive producers
Yeah.
is the sister of this kid I went to high school with, that graduated from my high school with me, that like in my class. I know well. His sister did this documentary, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. But anyhow, I love R. Kelly, man. His music.
I love R. Kelly's music.
I went to
too.
see him in concert last year. It was me and a whole bunch of old ass chicks. That was it.
Old.
It was me and mad old ladies singing R. Kelly songs, singing our hearts out. I've loved R. Kelly since he's literally like my biggest influence as a songwriter.
Is he? I'm not.
He's a genius.
Listen, I watched the show, or I watched the first 4 episodes.
I didn't even watch it. Yo.
I've gained enough information to make my decision.
I can't even.
Let me just tell you something. To be honest, I was just like you, and everybody who knows me knows this. When people bring up the king of R&B,
what's R&B without the aura?
What's R&B without
now
the
tell
R?
me what's R&B without the aura?
Oh my gosh!
My guy, man.
TP2.com,
Chocolate Factory.
But
best of both worlds.
I think we are all
Well
seeing
played.
at this point. It happened right in front of our eyes, right through the years.
Dude. Now that you look back, you like we.
You heard the Aaliyah thing, and you heard the the urination on the young lady, and it's just like I don't know why we never saw it.
Especially the Aaliyah one, because they were legally married.
Yeah.
Her first song, I had that CD. AJ Nothing But a Number. When that song came out, he's on the cover in the background, all blurred out.
Yeah.
He was 27.
27.
She's 15, and he was banging her, y'all. That's foul, bro.
Man.
All the way foul. But then you listen to his lyrics.
And it all comes together.
Nobody. He said, my mind's telling me no.
Oh, yes.
He said, I'm a bad man, not ashamed of. And then he wrote, age ain't nothing but a number. Going down ain't nothing but. Like,
wow.
You got to really listen to his stuff. And you're like, wait a minute. He been telling us. And he called himself the Pied Piper R&B. And the Pied Piper led a bunch of kids up a hill, and then they all disappeared.
Up that damn hill.
So you got to blame ourselves for letting R. Kelly have this crazy career. And he's had a hell of a career. We're talking about a guy who's wrote for Michael Jackson, Celine Dion, Luther Vandross.
Grammys.
Like anybody you can think of.
Grammys.
He's written for him. B2K.
Grammys.
It doesn't matter. He's worked with
Grammys.
everyone, and he's unbelievable at what he does. And he can't even read.
Grammys.
But he's a damaged dude, bro. He was molested for years, and he became a molester, man.
Which I think should be on the record. You know what I'm saying? So with both of us sitting here saying he's our favorite of all time, because he is. I'm not even going to there's no way. I'm not even going to put anybody close.
Favorite R&B. All
R&B.
time, I'm going Michael Jackson.
I said R&B.
Who a lot of people try to bash too, but I ain't even going there with that one. Mike ain't do shit.
We said R&B, sir.
All right, keep it in the king of R&B.
So, but now in hindsight, it's like, I gotta say, I only watched the first 4 episodes,
Watch it, man.
and
I feel like I'm gonna be so uncomfortable.
it's tough, man. And the other thing is, he was a victim. It's real easy for people to say, oh, well, so what? That doesn't make it right. But you know what? I'm not gonna judge that man because
hurt people.
he was sexually abused. He is a victim. But when you
Repeated
watch
cycle.
this documentary, it's not okay no more.
Now let me ask you this.
So, unfortunately, I got to say out loud, we ain't cool no more, Kels.
Yeah, we not.
And if I see you, let's just leave it at that. I'm going to let you know how I
ask
feel.
You this, though, man. And this is a serious question. Can you still listen to his music?
Okay, well, it's funny you bring that up. Because I feel like I almost want to make a challenge to people. Because even if in my heart, and we're talking about heart and mind with a lot of these issues, what I would do, let me tell you something. That Ignition remix comes on, I think it should start to be an Instagram challenge. I'm challenging everybody out there, no matter how mad you are, try to squeeze your butt cheeks together and not move out your chair and dance around when the Ignition remix comes on.
Now,
so
I'm not trying to be rude.
Oh, my
hey, pretty
God.
girl, I'm feeling cool. Where you do the things to do. What? Yo. Steve Stout said it
It's
best.
the remix to Ignition. Hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body.
What?
Got every man in here wishing.
Sipping on cocaine.
I'm like, so what? I'm drunk.
Come on, man.
Let's be careful.
Steve Stout said it best.
Let's
man.
be careful.
He said, listen, you got to separate the art from the artist.
Does it make you a bad person?
Because if
I
you
don't know.
then you.
We love music.
We
It's
gotta
part of our
and
enjoyment
mind you,
in
this
life.
is a dude who's never been
I'm gonna
convicted of
stop
anything,
listening.
by the way.
All right, but we're not going to start defending him.
No, I don't want to
I think
defend
we're
him.
both
but I'm
saying
just
he's
saying,
totally wrong.
You got if we're going by just accusations,
They're not
we
accusations.
can't rewatch Mike Tyson
It's too
highlights.
much. Okay.
We can't enjoy Michael
But that's-
Jackson music. We can't fuck with Chris Brown, who beat the shit out of Rihanna. We got to start being like, nah.
All right, so
Art is art, man.
I know, but before
I want to still appreciate the art.
I don't want us
'Cause
to
at
start.
least-
I don't want people to start confusing how we feel. We don't condone it. We don't think it's
Nah,
right. We think the
absolutely
guy's
not. I
wrong.
got daughters,
I
bro.
got something to say to him. I got a daughter too, man. Okay, it's not okay. But I want to say again, the man was a victim. He didn't have the best upbringing.
and
it's easy
still
to
made
judge.
great songs.
And a lot of these other guys out there, don't let them fool you.
I
That's
definitely
what makes
can't
me
listen to
mad.
You Are Not Alone no more.
And a lot of
They ruined that shit for me.
yeah, they did. And now, you have a lot of these other superstars in the
Step
music
in the
business
Name of Love.
that are making comments. Come on, guys.
They ain't even perverted.
You ain't out there being perfect either. But this man has a serious.
Who are we to judge? We all
He's
fucked up.
but he has a serious
He's
sickness.
a little more fucked up.
It
But
ain't
we all
cool.
fucked up.
It ain't cool, and we don't condone it on this show. And I'm pretty pissed at him.
I pray
But
for
I'm
him.
not gonna sit
I
here
hope
and
he
say
gets the help he
I'm gonna
needs.
turn his music
And
off
I
when
pray
it
for
comes
his
on.
victims.
Absolutely.
But and him.
Those young girls.
I pray that he gets the help
He needs help, man. He needs help. All right, well, I think that's all we need to do.
Yeah,
that's
we all R.Kelly,
that's a
man.
tough thing, man.
That's a sad situation.
Very sad. All right, so now, unfortunately, we're going to get into the topic that nobody likes. But we just have to talk a little bit about Cinco D. Been a long time, but draft dodging, Donald David Dennison. All right, this guy's he's on a loose again,
He's
man.
on a rampage, bro.
He is on a fucking rampage.
He is entertaining.
He's got the government shut down, bro. Because you know what? He wants to build this wall. But don't forget, Mexico's going to pay for the wall. Remember when he said that?
Yeah, now he's saying he ain't mean that shit.
Now, once again,
He said, I ain't mean
we're
that
not
shit.
saying
He said
we're
that
with
was
the right or
hyperbole,
we're
bro.
with the
He
left
said that shit was
or
hyperbole.
we're with the Democrats
He said that was hyperbole. I ain't mean that shit.
or Republicans.
So, I was just
But are
talking
we
shit.
really going to let this guy get away with saying now that he didn't say Mexico was going to pay for the wall?
He said what had happened was.
What had happened
I had
was, man.
meant to say was.
This clown, man. He's just a clown of a man.
Basically, they're going to basically pay.
In some kind of way. So, but anyways,
Theoretically.
it's not working out for him.
Nah.
It looks like they're not going to pass. They're not going to give him the
I feel bad
$5.7
for
billion.
all those government employees.
So now,
no checks right now.
so now this guy who's never worked a day in his life with like a regular job, you know what I mean? He was a millionaire before he was 18 from his dad's money. Now we got this guy laying off 800,000 people, government workers. And it's more than just that. Have you heard about the story about these national parks that are so beautiful? You know what I mean? Like Mount Rushmore, all these different areas. They have people are shitting all over the place. There's no workers. There's no bathrooms open.
They're shitting all over the place.
They're shitting all over the place, man.
Yo, that's crazy. Without the
bathrooms are closed. There's no government workers. There's people shitting all over Mount Rushmore, man.
Look at that vapor ride.
Because it is crazy, man.
See that movie.
Who's our president? You know? And this ain't no politics. Just open your eyes and listen for a little bit. He's holding the whole federal worker system for this country hostage until he gets his way. You know? So now he's
gonna win.
Now he's
gonna win this stalemate. This game of chicken.
I'll tell you right now, the Democrats already won.
Did they?
And but giving it to Slippery Donald. I'm gonna call him Slippery Donald now. The guy always finds a way. I don't know if you heard yet.
I don't hear shit.
He already sees people are starting to turn.
All I read about is
now he's already got 800,000 people that didn't get their paycheck today.
Oh, really?
Today. Did not get their paycheck today. As we tape this show, there's 800,000 people that didn't get their paycheck. You know, it's stuff that people don't think about, like everyday people. I saw a guy today on CNN. His wife's pregnant. The baby's coming any day. He's got all these extra bills. You know, he got to go buy a crib. He ain't even getting a paycheck. What's he supposed to do? These are regular people. He's holding them hostage. This guy that cares about. Don't get me going. So my point is.
That video I tagged you in?
So yeah.
Like, there's a wall. Jump over that shit.
So now he sees the Democrats aren't going to fold, and they really do got him now, because people are starting to realize, wait a minute, you can't keep this government shut. We got to open this government open. People can't be shitting on Mount Rushmore.
That's what's happening.
And nobody's cleaning it up. I'm not even exaggerating. But these different federal government parks, such as Mount Rushmore and other areas, there's a big problem right now is there's no restrooms open because there's no workers, and people are going number 2 all over the fucking place. Yeah. Damn. It's the truth.
That's wild.
How can people not wrap their head around that that's wrong? You know what I mean? So now, but he always comes up with something. But now he's gonna claim a state of emergency at the border. And being the president, he can override the Congress and override the Senate, even though that's why
security threat.
It's a national security threat. And
which is all rhetoric.
And you know what makes it
happening at the airports, not at the border.
Exactly. And you know what makes it real funny? He's the one who created this crisis at the border. Because now he's saying it's not just security, it's a humanitarian crisis. Why is it a humanitarian crisis? Because he closed all the ports of entry. So now these people can't even get through legal if they wanted to. So yeah, sure, there's a lot of people at the border now. The point of entries are closed. So how does a guy that created the problem, so I don't know. What's going to happen is going to go to court. But we don't even know that. He might not claim a state of emergency. I really hope he doesn't. I think he's gonna. Because listen, I ain't gonna lie. Guy's got a lot of moves, man.
You know we got 6 more years of this.
He's See, now you're starting with me. I saw the way you looked at me before you said that. You want to start a fight with me, and you want me to go crazy on this show tonight.
Tina said she want to have a political podcast with you, too.
Obviously, we're coming. We're coming. Tina's coming up here.
Yeah.
Tina's coming. That's a great idea, for sure. Absolutely, man. I would love that. So, anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on the old draft dodging Donald. But come on, man. Open this government back up. Get these people back to work. And stop all this shitting all over, all these different national parks in our great country.
Yeah, stop shitting on them.
That we love so much. Yeah, man. No, I'm not kidding.
Clean it up.
People don't know this stuff. People don't really pay attention. They think the shutdown, and they don't think about things that are so important like this. You know what I mean? So, and once again, how funny is it him saying now with a straight face that he did not say Mexico was going to pay for the wall?
That was hilarious.
Anyways, man.
He's like, I didn't mean that shit.
It's enough for the
fucking fluffing for the election.
It's enough for the Cinco D
fluff.
Cinco D comedy hour. We're getting off that. So now, man, I'm not even going to go into that because you pissed me off earlier. The next thing I was going to talk about before we were on air, so I'm not going to get into it. So now we're going to get into everybody's Now we're going to get into everybody's favorite part of this show.
Crazy shit that's going on in this world.
The crazy. And what I thought about when we were on our, what were we on? What do they call that? We were on a hiatus?
Yeah.
I remember thinking when I was watching the news, like, let me tell you, the one thing that is never going to change. Well, you were kind of on a sabbatical. You've been doing a lot of stuff. You got a lot of things in the works. Yeah. I know you do. People might not know, but I know. They might not know, but I know because I'm waiting. Yeah. Like, take me. Do I have to do it again? Yeah. I'm going with you. Yeah, so I'm informed.
We going to Miami?
I'm checking in. We going to Miami. When are we going?
In March.
I mean, I hope I'm going.
It's coming soon, right?
I'm gonna try. It's coming up quick now.
It's like April.
So it's a cold. It's a cold winter. It is. You know what I mean? Lots happened.
Lots still happening.
Lost some income since we last spoke. We're not gonna get into that because I don't want to get hateful.
Yeah, don't get hateful.
But anyways, man, getting into the crazy. Have you heard about this elementary school teacher, man, in Florida?
No, I did not. Why do all the crazy stories come out of Florida?
I'm going to tell you why. What's also funny is not to get back into politics because people don't want to do that. And we're not being left and we're not being right. But, I mean, a lot of these elections are coming down to Florida. Aren't they? Yeah. Are these the people we really want deciding who our president is? Does this substitute school teacher in Florida?
What did he do, man?
What did she do? You know what this lady did?
What?
I mean, I've heard about people being angry before, but this lady must have been pissed. She's got a principal, who oversees what she does. She don't like him. She don't like him for whatever reason. And to top it off, somehow this principal's 6-year-old daughter is in this woman's class. So now they're really starting to dislike each other. The principal's giving her a hard time. She's trying to teach her, it sounds like about first grade class, this and that. He did something. They had some argument on something. You know what this lady did, man?
Nope.
She found out the park in Florida that this principal was having his daughter's 7th birthday party at. And this woman, plastic gloves and a face mask, right? She goes to this park where this party's supposed to be at 6:30 in the morning, and she spreads feces over all the grills and all of the tables that are set up for this child's 7th birthday party.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Now we're not talking about Mount Rushmore. We're talking about a 7-year-old's birthday party. To remind everybody in the state of Florida, the same state that's decided a few of our elections lately. Okay? What do you think about that, man?
I think
how angry do you gotta be as a human being to get most of all to get up 6 o'clock on your day off on a Saturday, go to the park. It's hard to talk about, man. You're almost speechless.
Yeah, man.
It's a true story.
What happened to her? Did she get arrested?
She got arrested. You know what they call that?
Criminal mischief.
Criminal mischief. I mean, is that all they could charge her with? They couldn't get something better?
Fucked up human being.
Yeah, fucked up. They got to put that in the penal code.
Yeah.
Criminal mischief. She got off on a.
Like that
she got off on it.
She
got released on a $2,500 bond.
I feel like you should have to go to the house. Oh, speaking of fucking the house, I got this neighbor, bro.
Oh man.
This motherfucker crazy.
A neighbor? Let me tell you something, man. Your life is only as good as your neighbor's sometimes.
Yo, this dude be hopping out the car, staggering to the door. I'm like, how you hopping out a car, fam? This dude kicked his living room window out the window yesterday, or like 3 days ago. Kicked the window out the window. The whole window frame and everything. This is like a second floor.
Kicked the window out the window.
Kicked the whole frame out the window. He be talking to people in his mind. Fuck you, bitch! Ah! Kick the shit out the window.
He's a solo liver.
He's a psychopath.
Lives by himself.
Yeah, and he's a fireman. Psychopath. They had to bring his ass.
And he's a fireman. Is your brother know him or what?
Nah, but he said he understands. He said these motherfuckers, they see a lot of fucked up shit. They become fucked up.
Going back to the R.Kelly thing.
Yeah.
You know, these things stay with people, man.
He's the type of person definitely put some shit on somebody's table at their birthday.
How close is he to your apartment?
Too goddamn close, right across the hall.
Oh,
He be scaring the shit out of me.
Damn
Man.
it.
I be shook. I be like, yo, I'm gonna have to knock this dude
Have you
out.
talked to him?
I've talked to him when he was sober. He cool when he's sober.
Be drinking a lot, huh?
He be faded like some other shit I never seen before. Faded.
Is he Irish?
Probably. He looks
Fireman?
He looks Irish.
Yeah.
It scares me, man. He be having my daughter screaming like,
Not good.
what's up with this dude, man?
We can't have
You
that.
gotta turn the TV mad high because he's screaming.
Nah.
Get this guy out of here.
Not good.
My landlord know how to pick him, man.
Between you and him.
Right?
Wow.
Both went to the now.
frequent flyer miles with those two. Man.
Yo.
All right. So, anyways, that was my first crazy story. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Like, how mad can you be at a
I
person?
seen some shit on Instagram.
That's your plan to go to their child's birthday party and smear feces all over the tables?
That's too far. But I seen somebody in the moment on Instagram. It was on video.
Fun
Somebody
fact,
took the shit
though.
and threw the shit at the person.
Oh, wow.
You see that shit? Michael Rappaport posted it.
Fun fact, though. She did vote for Trump. They did. I don't know why that was in the
Put that
the
up
article.
There, by the way,
They
she
did.
voted for Trump.
No, I just made that up. But I'm saying, obviously, I just made that up. But you know she voted for Trump. But anyways, so now, keeping with the great, honorable state of Florida,
What's up with this shit?
we have another incredible human being. You know, this guy, he got pulled over. He got pulled over. Little, you know, who knows? But he had a little bit of the marijuana on him, which is, you know,
normal.
we have no problem on this
No issue
show,
with
and
that.
I have no problem with that.
We don't judge.
It's going to be legal everywhere soon. It should be.
Hopefully.
Okay, hopefully.
Even though I quit.
He-
I quit on New Year's Eve.
Ale-
you know what I mean? This whole year I ain't smoked no weed.
allegedly, sir.
I do.
And you cannot say this
My
whole.
mind is sharp.
And just for the record, you cannot say this whole year when it is only the 11th, sir. It's been
I can
11
still
days.
Say that shit.
Do you understand how less
So far
11
this
days
whole
is
year.
than 365 days? You understand that 11 is a little bit
But
less.
I'm going the whole year though.
All right. So he gets arrested for this marijuana possession. They put him in the old squad car. I don't know how much he had on him. I think he had a lot because they took him in the car. You know, lately it's like, you know, you get a ticket or whatever.
Less than like a
So he
quarter
gets
ounce.
to the station house, and you know, it's time to bring him into the jail. You know what I mean? So you know, you got the old strip search going on. This fine gentleman, it's just insane to me. He pulls 3 syringes out of his rectum. That is not the part of the story that I want to talk about.
First of all, how you got 3 syringes in your one rectum?
I don't know, sir. But then he
Were they
proceeds.
side by side,
But-
or were they
so I wanna tell you
one after the other?
How deep is
Like
the rectum?
halfway up
Wow.
your intestinal thing. How did he get them out? With
This is
a
an awful
plunger?
story. No, I think he pulled them out, showed it to him. So the best thing about the story is, you know, he did what everybody does all the time, and that's what I'm gonna get into in a second here, because I'm really gonna get off subject in a second.
This is so nasty. Bro.
You know what he said to the cops?
What?
They're not his.
How they get in your butt, sir?
You know, so what I wanted to say quick is, because I want to make a point that I do this, because I want to be this guy that's open-minded. Also, there's nobody, you know, from time to time, I do say some negative things about the police department at certain times, but I respect them, and I know it's a job that has to be done, so I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I know there's great police.
They definitely didn't put the syringes up your butt.
What I'm saying is, this is when you hear, like, it's not easy being a cop. Like, these guys get these imagine how it is every day, like, for 24 hours a day that people just tell you, it's not mine. I didn't do it. It's not mine. It's all they ever hear. So when I heard this story, I've always been against that. I've always been like, you know what? No matter how much people lie to you, you should still try to be positive and treat everybody with respect. But when I heard this story today, that this guy said that the 3 syringes up his ass weren't his, so you know what? God bless these police, man. You know? So, I mean, it's like, is this real? If I read these stories, I find these stories every week upon my hours and hours of my research. You know about the research. Can you believe this? They're not his.
But
He doesn't know how they got there.
Oh. He doesn't even know how they got
No.
That's a good one. That's a good excuse. Think about it. Like, yo.
So we've been off for a while.
Mickey. Someone might have stuffed him up my ass.
We've been off for a while, and I remember thinking to myself, hey, how's the crazy gonna be this week? We've been off for a while. It might be a little rusty. Is this shit gonna be crazy enough? How's it going so far? I think we're 2 for 2.
It's pretty crazy.
Now, have you heard?
We're leaving. All right, we're finally away from Florida.
We are. Now we're in Sacramento, California.
None of this shit.
You're gonna love this story. You're gonna love this story because you're a big lottery guy.
How did I become a big lottery guy?
Well, because you told me about your past.
7 years ago.
Because I know about your past, sir.
Where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play the lotto every day, these same 5 numbers, and eventually it's gonna hit. And it didn't work.
I know about your
After
past.
about 3 months, I gave up.
I know about you. Okay. So, this lottery story, man, it's a true story. You cannot make this stuff up. It reminds me when I was a child. My mom used to say to me, everything you see on TV and everything you see in the movies has happened somewhere in this world. And I used to think to myself, there's no way that's true because some of these movies are crazy. But since we've been doing this show.
Enemy to state, that didn't happen.
All right, now you always want to argue with me
Maybe
about
it
stuff.
did, though.
My mom told me this.
All right.
And I got to say, since doing this crazy on this show every week, I'm starting to believe that anything you see has probably happened one time or another.
Dark Knight Rises.
Why do you got to go into your fucking Batman movies,
except for
man?
those kind of movies.
Obviously not these
Not
cartoons.
superhero movies. Okay, all right.
Leave your cartoon movies.
More. I was going to say fucking Avatar.
Leave. Those aren't
fucking Avatar.
Those aren't people.
But maybe another planet.
They have to.
Super.
They have to be real people, man.
I
don't like when you do that.
Now I got you.
So this guy in Sacramento, imagine this, man. Buys a lottery ticket, $30 lottery ticket, scratch off.
What the fuck lotto ticket is $30?
Some kind of scratch off.
Oh, shit.
All I know is he paid $30.
$30?
Are you going to let me do my...
Go ahead.
I researched it. Did you research it? I'm saying, did you research the story?
No, go ahead.
$30 for a lottery ticket. Gets home. He won.
Oh, man. How much?
10 G's, 10,000 on a scratch off.
Nice.
The story gets so much better.
I'm about to go play with
I am blessing you. I am blessing you with the crazy this week. It gets way better.
He won 10 G's.
Just stay at the 10 G's. Don't ruin it. I see you looking over here.
Yeah,
Don't read my shit.
I was trying to read the
Don't
notes.
read my paper.
All right, I close my eyes.
So he gets home. His 2 roommates are there. Fellas, I just hit for 10 G's on the scratch off. Oh, man, that's great. We're so happy for you. You know, we're your roommates. We care about you. He ends up taking a nap. So while he's sleeping, his genius roommate, who also bought a lottery ticket for $30, like at the same store this guy did, he says, you know what? He's sleeping. My lottery ticket, I didn't win nothing. He won 10 G's. Let me try to alter these 2 lottery tickets. I don't know how he did it, okay? And he changes the lottery tickets. He takes the winning ticket and he leaves his sleeping friend, his sleeping roommate. That's why I'm not big on roommates. I gotta watch these motherfuckers.
You ever had a roommate?
I've had roommates. I was in what's called the United States Army, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I had 3 to 4 roommates at a time, okay? I could tell you some stories about some bad roommates. But anyways, I had some bad roommates. I had some great roommates, though. You know what I mean? I got to be careful now. They were all bad.
All trash. Even Jordan.
Are all your neighbors?
Jordan was the worst, actually.
You've told me from time to time about Jordan as a roommate.
Terrible.
He was not respectful to you, sir.
Not at all.
He didn't understand the hours of the sound rules.
Exactly.
You know?
Come on, man.
Damn it.
Had a job.
Damn it, Jordan.
Come on, bro.
Anyways,
Still be roommates. This could be us.
he fucked it up.
Fuck it up.
And now look. Anyways, so now to go farther into this story, the guy wakes up from his nap, feeling good. He's got the winning lottery ticket.
Yeah. Why?
Why
I
did he
wouldn't have
take a
taken
nap?
the
I don't
fucking
know.
nap, man. I'm bringing my ass right back to the store,
I didn't look into.
and then I'm going to another store.
I didn't look into this part of the
I'm going
story.
to Circuit City.
But this,
TV, motherfucker.
But this genius, he goes to cash the winning lottery ticket. And they proceed to tell him, this is not a winning ticket, sir. Okay?
Wait, the winning ticket wasn't a winning ticket?
No.
No, the
Guy did the
other
switcherooski
dude.
on him.
Oh, man.
Did the old alteration, make him look the same.
Yeah.
The old switcherooski. So now he takes the losing lottery ticket, goes, they tell him, and he's like, no, I'm serious. I got to talk to somebody. I want to talk to the manager, all this stuff. I had the winning ticket. My roommates must have stole it while I was sleeping. He ain't stupid. He was stupid to go to sleep, but he wasn't stupid when he woke up and they told me he didn't have the winner anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so now they're like, okay, we're going to start an investigation into this whole thing. What store did you buy the ticket from? He told them. And his buddy bought it from the same store. I don't think they knew that yet. So now the genius who switched the lottery tickets, he goes down. I don't know if they talk yet or not. But at this point, they had done the investigation and realized this guy stole the fucking ticket from his friend. Oh, I'm messing it up. He didn't go down yet. The old switcherooski guy.
Okay.
He waited to the next day. And when he told him this guy, I think my roommate stole it, they did the investigation. They did the tapes from the deli where he bought the ticket, all that stuff. They determined, yep, he had the winning ticket. So now the lottery calls his roommate and says, sir, we whatever, through congratulations, we heard you have the winning ticket.
What's their okie dokie?
And his roommate's like, yeah, great. Where do I go? And they said, why don't you go to the one in downtown Sacramento? It's the head lottery thing. I want you to come claim the prize. He goes down there, and the sheriffs are waiting for him.
Wow.
They arrest him. But you ready for the kicker? You know what comes out of all this?
What?
It wasn't a winning lottery ticket for $10,000. It was a winning lottery ticket for $10 million. No. The fucking dummy, who I thought was dumb for telling his roommates that he had a winning ticket at $10,000, was so stupid that he didn't read it right. It was for $10 million.
Did he get it?
He got it.
Ooh, this is one of them good stories.
But how crazy is that? What's a crazier story? That the roommates doctored the $10,000, took it back, or that all these idiots, it wasn't just him, the dumb roommate didn't know how to figure the shit out. $10 million.
Wow, man.
California. Now we're watching California.
I am buying one of those.
Now we're like
$10 million lotto ticket?
it was a $30, and it was a scratch off.
Get one.
I didn't know scratch offs ever got that high.
Me neither. I thought that most was the for life bullshit for $5,000 a month or something.
We got to move to California.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Now in closing,
You know, Brandon had a job working for the Georgia State Lotto, like doing those machines.
I believe
and you could change how likely they are to win and shit. Like you can
suspect.
make the settings different. You can make the payouts more often or less.
Suspect, coach.
Crazy. We used to tell them though, we gotta figure out something. Yeah, we gotta figure out a way to make.
You never did though.
Nah, we
never did though.
Criminals, man. We only criminals in our mind. We don't have to.
Which is the good kind,
Yeah.
because it's that human decency that it's called a conscience.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Who steals a guy's lottery ticket?
That's fucked up.
Come on,
And you're his roommate.
be nice
And it
to
was
him.
actually 10 mil. He might have just broke you off with the 10 G's that just stupid ass stole.
So that's
now
what,
you in jail for no reason, you dumb
Yes,
fuck.
But it also made me think about. I wasn't done yet. You brought up a great point. I also thought about he stole this shit from this guy for $10,000. What would he have done to him for $10 million?
You'd killed him.
This guy being stupid and not being able to read the zeros might have saved this other guy's life.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome. That's actually a feel
Good story. All right. Well, going back into the dirt to bring us down a down level before we end the show.
Oh, I heard this one.
You have heard this one, sir.
I read this one.
Is there a better story?
This is the wildest
And if
shit
you
of all
saw
time.
this
It
in the
makes no
movies,
sense.
listen, once again,
Who banged the comatose lady?
like my mom told me, there was a Lifetime show, and they showed this. I would say, no way did that happen. There is no way that a person slept with a person who was in a vegetative state, or a coma, as you call it. So now we're going into New Mexico about this poor woman that just gave birth to a healthy, which is so amazing. to a healthy baby boy, and she's been in a coma or a vegetative state, whatever, however you want to word it, for 10 years. I mean, 14. Are you people? It was 14. I blew it. But you know how I round things off.
Yeah.
Like if the alligator's 80, I would say 100. Mm-hmm. So maybe I knew it was, but no, I should have went to 15. With the 14, I should have said 15 years. I think so too. I brought it down to 10. Not very Leaf-like. Not very Leaf-like. Yeah, 14. I unimpressed my own story.
14 years
in a coma
or vegetative state.
And one of these sleazebag, and they are sleazebags, employees at this nursing home that she's at.
No! An employee did it to her?
Well, who do you think did it, bro?
I think she had a husband that was just nasty. Like, fuck it.
A husband? She was 10 years old when she went into the coma. No. Yes, I read the whole, I did my research. She almost drowned. 10-year-old little girl.
This idiot going to jail.
10-year-old girl. Okay?
When
she went into the coma, 14 years old.
You're going to know who did it.
You know what's so crazy is, well, that's part of the story. So now what they've done is all the male employees at this nursing home, long-term facility, whatever you want to call it, they took their DNA. And they're also going to go back in case anybody ain't working there no more. Yeah. They go find them.
They ain't even find him yet?
They ain't find him yet.
Somebody banged somebody in a vegetative state. What the fuck? Yes. Is that as bad as R.Kelly?
Listen, you know, it's way, 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 way worse, in my opinion. Have you ever seen anybody on a ventilator? On a feeding tube?
Yeah, it's worse. You're right.
On a feeding tube?
I've seen it in movies.
Okay. This is a very sad story all around together. Now as I'm saying it, we're talking about, I'm like, what's wrong with me? But like, it's just like I'm saying, it's like all these crazy stories. What is wrong with these people?
What is wrong with the world?
How big of a scumbag do you gotta be? Like, I can't even, I've seen people on a ventilator and on a feeding tube. You know, I told you, years ago I worked at this nursing home. You know what I mean? I did the landscaping there and all this stuff. It's like, you see, like, I can't even picture how this went on.
I don't want to picture it. Get that shit out of my mind.
And what's so crazy about it is nobody knew she was pregnant. Listen to this, man. Nobody knew she was pregnant because she wasn't gaining weight because she's only going off the feeding tube. That's why it's such a blessing. On a positive note, this baby boy's healthy. He's going to live. He's going to be with her family. I know.
I'm going to wake up like, I don't know who my dad is, but he raped my mom.
So, no. So then I thought about how this is crazy, man. We're on a real gem show right now. It's like when you see somebody, hey, we all got our shit. You got a story. We all got stories. You got a sad story. A lot of people have sad stories. But it's like, imagine someone saying to this little boy, oh, well, this happened to me and that happened to me. How does he even tell this story?
Don't tell him. Just let him get a doctor.
Does it get worse than your mother in a coma being raped?
Nope.
Can you top that?
I don't think so.
What is wrong with people, man?
I don't know. But
are these stories?
I want to punch in the face.
So do I. You missed it. You read my paper. Did you read my paper?
No.
So listen, we're not there yet. It's fine. That's what we're gonna do. I'm glad you said it. We argue a lot, but at the same time, me and you, a lot of people don't know this. We be like, you know what I mean. Yeah. I ain't gotta tell you. You ain't gotta tell me. We know what's going on. So, in closing, they're gonna catch this guy. And this is the last story of the show, and now I feel bad like I do a lot of times. Was this even a good story? It is come on. It's a terrible story. I messed up again. Now we're ending on a negative point. But I'm going to flow right into my punch in the face and why you mad. And I think we're in unison. We're in unison.
And when they catch him, they should let everyone in the world punch him in the face.
Why are you mad, sir? You just said it so eloquently. And I'm going to say, I'm going to wait till they find you, sir, because you're going to get caught.
Punch him in the face, for real.
You're on the top of you might, listen, it's going to be hard for Kanye to get it back. You talk about a repeat offender. How's this guy ever not going to be on the top of my punch in the face list? I don't even know his name.
Me neither.
I'm doing it right now. I'm going to name the punch in the face list when his identity comes out. It's just going to be his name list. It ain't going to be the punch in the face list anymore.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
How can you be worse than this guy? All right, man. Well, that wraps up the crazy. Why are you mad? You already told it. Punch in the face. I already told it.
Yeah.
Episode
14 in the books. Tune in next time. Oh, and as always, appreciate the blessings.
Smile.